Have you ever received a phone call that changed the way you looked at your own family forever? A call so simple, yet so painful, that it shattered years of love in just a few words. This happened on Father's Day. I wasn't expecting expensive gifts or a grand celebration. I only hoped to spend a little time with my son. After everything I had sacrificed to raise him alone, I believed one phone call would remind me that I still mattered. Instead, my phone rang. His cheerful voice said, "Dad, we're celebrating Father's Day at Jessica's parents' house. It's just immediate family." Immediate family. Those two words echoed in my head long after the call ended. I wanted to ask, wasn't I your family? But I stayed silent. Sometimes the deepest heartbreak doesn't come from shouting. It comes from the silence after someone tells you exactly where you stand. I put my phone down. No tears, no anger, just an emptiness that felt impossible to describe. Then I remembered someone I hadn't spoken to in years. My college roommate, a man who had built an incredible life beside the ocean. He had invited me countless times to visit his beachfront estate. Every year I made excuses. This time, I accepted. What happened over the next 48 hours would not only change my life, it would completely change my son's. Because when I shared a few innocent vacation photos, my phone exploded. 57 missed calls, dozens of desperate messages. People who had ignored me suddenly wanted to know where I was. But the biggest surprise wasn't the messages. It was discovering who my old friend had become, and why everyone suddenly wanted me back. Stay until the very end, because this story isn't about revenge, it's about respect. And sometimes, the people who leave you behind end up watching you walk into the greatest chapter of your life. My name is Daniel, and until last Father's Day, I believed nothing could come between a father and his only son. After my wife passed away, I raised Ethan alone. I worked overtime, skipped vacations, and sacrificed every dream I had so he could have a better future. I never expected him to repay me. All I wanted was his love and respect. On Father's Day morning, I waited for his visit. Instead, my phone rang. "Hi, Dad," Ethan said happily. "We're celebrating Father's Day at Jessica's parents' house. It's just immediate family." Those words hit harder than anything I'd ever heard. I wanted to ask, "Am I not your family?" But I stayed silent. I simply replied, "Have a wonderful day, son." After the call, I looked around my quiet house and realized there was no point sitting there feeling sorry for myself. Then I remembered my old college friend Richard, who had invited me many times to visit his oceanfront estate. I packed a small bag and drove there. Richard welcomed me with a warm hug. We spent 2 wonderful days talking, laughing, walking along the beach, and remembering our college years. For the first time in a long while, I felt appreciated. Before I left, we took a few photos together by the ocean. Later that evening, I posted one online with the caption, "Grateful for true friendship." Within an hour, my phone exploded. Dozens of messages, 57 missed calls. Even Ethan kept calling. When I finally answered, he sounded nervous. "Dad, why didn't you tell me you were friends with Richard Lawson?" I smiled. "You never asked." It turned out Richard had become one of the country's most respected businessmen and philanthropists. Jessica's family had been trying to meet him for years. Suddenly, everyone who had forgotten me wanted to invite me to dinner. But something had changed inside me. My worth hadn't increased because of Richard's success. My worth had always been the same. People had simply failed to see it. A few days later, Ethan came to my house alone. With tears in his eyes, he apologized. "Dad, I forgot everything you sacrificed for me. I'm truly sorry." I forgave him, but I also told him something I'll never forget. Respect your parents while you still have them. One day, all you'll have left are memories. That Father's Day taught both of us a valuable lesson. Never make the people who loved you from the beginning feel like strangers. Because family isn't about status, money, or invitations. Family is about gratitude, loyalty, and never making someone question whether they belong. If this story taught us anything, it's that family isn't defined by titles. It's defined by loyalty. Never measure your worth by someone else's invitation. People who truly love you will never make you question whether you belong. And remember, sometimes life removes you from one table, only to prepare a better seat somewhere else. If this story touched your heart, subscribe for more emotional family drama files every day week.